那这沿路都有放这个蜡烛。哇，感觉这可以当一个桌布。哇，这里好漂亮。
The moon over the Sanford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
走这边，感觉这边是回头的。我月亮这么大，有点不太合理吧？ 我刚刚看那个蜡烛，我突然有点怀疑，你知道吗？我觉得，
Come back.
好可怕！我突然怀疑，就是会不会其实。 我们已经死掉了，他那个很像是那种死亡，然后最后道路的指引那种感觉。因为这种地方如果是孤岛，然后也是我们的话，那不至于，没道理还有蜡烛啊，甚至还在烧。看，蜡烛一定会烧完啊，这里没有人，那。 蜡烛怎么可能烧到现在？然后他也有说，我们其实是有肾结石的吧？我是不太确定肾结石像是，就是那个。 也会造成就是怎么讲，比较早逝吗？你看，蜡烛越来越多了。
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
我有背一个人，我有吗？我有吗？哦。 这是什么器材？医疗器材啊，看起来是。车祸的照片，他说那个什么爱丽丝还是什么谁，应该是他。等一下，你们看到了吗？你们看到左上角了吗？我突然开始有点害怕了，怎么办？刚刚那个是车祸的照片，然后我们前面有说嘛，就是我不确定那个人是谁，反正这个我不太确定他的翻译是什么，Esther 艾斯特之类的，他有说他是好像是被车撞的嘛，那是像暗喻啦，但没有明说。然后看到那个照片，起鸡皮疙瘩。这是军人吗？你知道，我一直不想把那件事情说出来，因为我会觉得说出来之后我会更害怕。但是我现在不说出来，我一直想。哦，车的残骸。我觉得是了。
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook.
不是，我觉得这应该是
He
他的
worked for a
他的记
pharmaceutical
忆，
company with an office based on
就
the
有点像人
outskirts
生的
of
跑马灯。
Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
"你在那？我好害怕。HEA 啊 ，Heaven 这个字很吵。Light, a light from heart， 然后后面看不太懂。Around OK 哦 ，around 什么东西的？这个是什么 ？STON S 什么什么 OH 还是 NE 吧 ？ONE。然后 around him stone Cast Heaven Stone. Heaven Stone around him. 什么意思 ？The light from Heaven Stone. 这个地方吗？
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
就是他把他写的信全部都折成船，然后放出去。那刚刚说21个碎片，不太确定那个。阿迪安安，很像在祈福的那种感觉。对，也有写那个 around him and he feel to 什么 ground on earth side。对啊，就是我觉得他是故意的，就是要让你稍微懂，但是好像又没懂。OK， 要往上走。好，我们大概等一下一定会走到那个地方啊。希望，我觉得他有可能是错位，他那个是石头，然后让他看得很像人。我先这么猜了，但我不确定。那有的山头上也都是像是壁画的东西。
The pain in my leg sent me blind for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path. I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial.
是说，写那个应该是人了，完了，害怕。还是我们这边先把耳机摘下来，是吗？还是石头啊？哇！
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and casts parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
不见了。不见了。完了。His journey， 他的旅程，什么东西？他的旅程。
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection. The stones in my stomach will weigh me down and ensure my descent is true and straight. I will break through the fog of these godforsaken pills and achieve clarity. All my functions are clogged, all my veins are choked. If my leg doesn't rot off before I reach the summit, it will be a miracle. There are 21 connections in the circuit diagram of the anti-lock brakes. There are 21 species of gull inhabiting these islands. It is 21 miles between the Sandford Junction and the turn-off for home. All these things cannot, will not be a coincidence.
"最后一里路。哇，他还有说那个海浪的波纹。
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sandford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart.
Oh, 强大的狂风。
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.